Hi folks, this is your MWIS Planning Outlook updated on Tuesday the 13th of June. There's more very warm and sunny weather through the rest of this week with a low risk of an isolated thundery shower. This is the chart for Wednesday. High pressure is situated toward the northeast. We have a fresher easterly airflow across the country compared to the humid conditions we felt in recent days, but still just locally the chance of popping off the odd shower towards the western coast of Scotland. Here, the very warmest of the temperatures as well, slightly cooler towards more eastern hills, some early local mist and fog patches first thing, but that will all clear, and lots of sunshine and blue skies for most places all day. Thursday is looking at another very good day with warm sunshine extensive across most regions, maybe just a bit more in the way of high cloud across England and Wales. The model chart here trying to find a little bit of precipitation on the map, but I suspect this is a very remote risk of a shower and it's a generally dry day. Light winds and again feeling very warm, but not as humid again as early in the week. Subtle changes starting to develop on Friday as high pressure is just weakening ever so slightly and lowering pressure is coming in from the southwest. Again, some high cloud maybe just spilling a bit further northwards and the chance of localised showers forming across Wales, perhaps into southwest Scotland as well. Many places will stay dry with sunshine throughout most of the day on Friday, but again, just that haziness maybe getting in from the southwest. Light winds overall. Quite a complicated sequence onwards into the weekend, so I'm just going to run things through and we'll see that area of low pressure towards the southwest just starting to push areas of rain, some heavier pulses of rain, possibly thundery in nature developing at times. Now much of this is focused across Ireland as we start the day on Saturday, but a more unstable atmosphere with a bit more humidity in play across Scotland brings the risk of some heavy downpours developing as we go through the daytime. Hit and miss possibly, but the risk of some thunderstorms breaking out in places. The risk of some showers for England and Wales, but the unstable pattern looks a bit more focused across the Highlands by this stage. Warmer overall in the south, not quite as warm across Scotland with sunshine more limited by high cloud but feeling a bit more humid. The wind flow coming up from the south-southeast, freshest across more western hills, lighter winds toward the east. I suspect by Sunday that southeasterly breeze is stronger for all though, and again there's the risk of some pulses of rain running in from the south. These could be quite sporadic but again could just form in some locally thundery bursts in places, but some places will get away dry for much of the day. So keep an eye on the forecast. These charts are uncertain as we go further through the weekend, so there will be some better and poorer conditions maybe just to contend with at times. Areas of low cloud where rain forms, but if you do stay dry, it could be that the hills are staying free of cloud. Best of conditions typically in terms of cloud bases the further northwest you are to the sheltered spots of high ground. There is the risk here of some heavier rain developing over England and Wales through late Sunday. Again, much uncertainty with that, but it is just that message of lower pressure being in the forecast as we go into the start of next week. So expect some rain or some showers to be around. It is this message then of generally lowering pressure, and this is the pressure pattern we've got through this week, with high pressure still broadly dominant toward the north and low pressure away toward the southwest. By the time we go into next week, that's the 7-day pressure anomaly showing where higher and lower than average pressure is, and we're more under lower pressure than by the stage through the week ahead. The high has moved further away towards the north. The wind flow across Scotland still looking as though it's broadly east or southeasterly. For England and Wales, maybe just coming up more as a south to southeasterly. So keeping things on the warmer side in relation to temperature averages and possibly quite humid as well. With that lower pressure though comes the greater scope for some rain or some showers, so we think it's more likely to be a mixed or fairly unsettled week for some, with the potential for some thunderstorms in places. The green colours here showing higher than average rainfall amounts, which backs up that whole story. But just notice towards the north of Scotland we've got the oranger colours which indicate drier conditions, so northern and northwestern parts of the Highlands probably favoured for seeing lower amounts of rainfall overall. As we go further ahead into the start of July, lower pressure on this chart is suggested to be just drifting a bit further northwards, also extending across Scandinavia, also out over the North Atlantic. So various shallow centres of low pressure could just be around, giving some mixed conditions. High pressure lying toward the south of Europe. It could be that that's trying to draw in some warmer air again from the south. Just to compare that with this chart, which is a different forecasting model for that same time, just the changeover into the start of July, and it does pull a zone of higher pressure a bit more strongly further northwards across northern central parts of Europe, and that would drag in a much warmer or hotter airflow from the south, and this solution is slightly more favoured at the moment from the various forecasting models. Weaker zones of low pressure exist away toward the west and well toward the north of Scandinavia. The potential then for some hot days and a thundery breakdown remains, with that instability maybe getting in from the southwest into some hot air at some point. So that's a bit of a battleground as we go to the end of the month. The feeling would be that that high would then start to slip further eastwards into eastern parts of Europe and allow that lower pressure just to develop a bit more during that first 10 days or so of July. So a thundery breakdown, maybe into some generally just more mixed or unsettled conditions with showers, or maybe some occasional longer spells of rain coming in if lower pressure does get in charge. So I think that early part of July is worth watching just for some hot weather, but also for a bit of a breakdown in the pattern as well. Lots to keep an eye on then for the longer range. You can of course keep up to date with the very short-term forecast for 3 days ahead on our website. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.